The spotlight flickers in an empty auditorium's silence, wrapping around it like a shroud whispering echoes of anticipation. And there he stands, Thomas Miller, a 68-year-old blind black Vietnam veteran. He's fought battles far beyond the stage, but today is simply a piano before him. In the corner, a man known as Richard Wellington, a celebrated pianist, rolls his eyes as if Thomas is merely a distraction. "What are you doing here?" Wellington sneers, his voice a condescending lilt. "You really think you belong in front of an audience like this?" Those words cut sharper than a blade, and they take Thomas back to Vietnam, where the world echoed with gunfire and chaos, where he lost friends, dreams, part of himself. Losing his sight was only a chapter in a book filled with struggle, but it also became a bridge to a realm of music which he embraced when his beloved wife encouraged him to play again during his recovery. Each note has become a reminder of everything he had to leave behind. It sounds easy on the surface, right? Just sit down and play. But for Thomas, the weight of Wisconsin's prejudice tinged everything Wellington said. "Come on, give me a break. You're wasting my time," Wellington remarks dismissively as he circles like a hawk waiting to attack. But where his disdain might have crushed some spirits, Thomas only tightened the grip on his courage. "I'm here to perform," he states firmly, staving off the insinuations that would drown a weaker man. After what felt like an eternity, the moment arrives, the seconds stretch out like a rubber band about to snap. With a calming breath, Thomas sits at the piano, fingers poised above the keys. Surrounded by scoffs and barely muffled chuckles, he embraces the silence, letting it ripple off him like water off glass. "You have 2 minutes," Wellington declares, a smirk plastered across his face, as if Thomas's presence hardly merited a full measure of compassion. And then he plays. The sounds that emerge from the piano don't just fill the room, they grip the hearts of everyone listening. His original composition takes them deep into a lush Vietnamese jungle, shimmering with memories of camaraderie and loss. It whispers sadness and joy, shearing through the audience's preconceived notions like a hot knife through butter. There's a moment when the snickers fade. It's replaced by chill-inducing silence as people lean forward, feeling deeply, almost as if they too have finally stepped foot into his world. Among the audience, Sarah Lindsay, a determined musicology student, watches intently. She's the only one who truly believed in Thomas, even when others wrote him off. For a while now, she had plotted to take on Wellington's arrogance. She organized her own performance for Thomas, knowing full well it wouldn't be easy. The barriers he faced after the war were close to insurmountable music dreams buried under the weight of military memories and prejudices from a society that often forgot veterans like him. As Wellington continues to belittle Thomas in the media, a fire ignites in Thomas's belly, fueling his determination to face the recital not just for himself, but for everyone who'd ever been told they didn't belong. His upcoming performance at St. Matthew's Church was meant to be his reclamation of identity, a grand showcase of his reality that Wellington once dismissed. On concert night, the atmosphere feels electric, like everyone knows something monumental is about to happen. The flickering candles cast shadows that danced on the walls, and the gathered audience felt almost reverent. They're there waiting to witness something raw and real. As the strains of music envelop the church, Thomas's confidence blooms. Each key strikes with nostalgia, unwrapping layers of his past that he thought had been sealed away. "I used to study at Juilliard, you know," Thomas reveals softly at some point, opening his heart as the notes spill forth. It sweeps through the room, shocking those who had doubted him, including Wellington, now seated among guests, his expression turning from scorn to disbelief as he watches Thomas's fingers glide. The moment peaks as Thomas weaves his stories into melodies, each note a testament to resilience. He sounds like the very essence of life itself. In that moment, he transcends humiliation, sharing tales that couldn't be captured in words alone, but resonate profoundly through each note. He dedicates the performance to his late teacher, calling attention to the heart of his artistry, a rich tapestry of struggle and strength. But here's where things get interesting. The world sits glued to their screens as Thomas's performance goes viral, a stunning contrast emerging against Wellington's dwindling stature, where Thomas's story spreads like wildfire, igniting conversation and admiration. Wellington is left grappling with his own mistakes, his arrogance now outed as ignorance. In the aftermath, media outlets showcase not just Thomas's talent, but also his transformation into a beacon of hope for others overlooked by society. He announces plans to start a music school for veterans and visually impaired kids, a space for healing through art, a sanctuary where the echoes of their stories mingle with melodies of hope. And there we find Richard Wellington, finally confronted by his own shadows, us realizing how deeply ingrained bias can blind us, how easily we can underestimate the power of resilience in true artistry. Maybe, just maybe, the very thing he mocked held more value than he ever imagined. As Thomas and Richard's paths intertwine again, there's a flicker of understanding, a chance for redemption and growth. Music, after all, is a universal language. It can unify, heal, and connect us in ways we often overlook. Now I leave you with this thought. What does true artistry mean to you? How do we confront biases we may hold consciously or unconsciously? Have you witnessed a moment where someone rose above adversity and changed the narrative? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your stories. And if you found inspiration in Thomas's journey, consider subscribing for more uplifting narratives that echo the spirit of resilience. Thank you for watching.